the sun is shining 24/7. 'Cause when we're together, it feels like we're in heaven. If it will get dark, you'll be my million stars. I know I can lean on you. Ooh, you catch me like a leaf falling from a tree. If I'll be a shooting star, you make a wish. No, I don't fake this kind of feeling, never felt so real. My heart is on the table 'cause you're my everything. I do, I wanna marry you. 'Cause when you're around, I know it's true. The way you make me feel is so good, baby. So good, so good. Every single day we spend apart, I wanna be with you.
Welcome back to Love and Marriage with Tommy and Deborah. I'm Tommy.
And I'm Deborah.
And today we're going to be talking about after we got married, our first few years of marriage. This is our 4th episode, I believe. We began by talking about initially how we met, then the engagement, and then the marriage. So now this is the first few years. When we first got married, Deborah and I, we had talked about having children, but we said we wanted to wait a little while. And I think we determined that we wanted to wait 3 years, right? Mm-hmm. So we waited. But in the meantime, between, all of that happening, she told you guys last time that we had a house that her father gave us. It was really messed up and we had to go in and do a lot of work. I didn't really want to do that, but it turned out to be probably the best thing to happen to us because once we got in the house, we had some issues with the house. I'll just tell you this story. One day I was at work. Like I first moved down from DC. I'm here, I'm working, and I come home one day and Deborah tells me, she says, Tommy, the stove ain't working. Now, I'm from Maryland and we have I guess when things break, there's people that you call and stuff. So she told me, she said, the stove ain't working. I said, okay, well, call the man. She said, call the man? Uh-huh. Call what man? The man that fixed the stoves. And then she's like, no. Yeah. And you want to tell him what you did?
I said, no, you don't call no man. I opened the stove and I showed him, I said, this is it's the filament. I said, I think that's what it is, element, whatever it's called. And I said, all you have to do is take that out, take it wherever, I don't know where you're supposed to take it, but I just know what should have been done. And he was like, what? Yeah,
but look, this is the thing. She took me to the stove and she showed me the little element at the bottom that heats up. Well, it used to be in old stoves. They don't have it like that now. Mm-hmm. And she said, you could take that out. I was like, word? But I didn't know you could even take it out. So she pulled the stove from against the wall.
I didn't pull the stove.
Well, I pulled the stove.
Come on now.
Okay, I pulled the stove from against the wall. She told me to pull the stove from against the wall. And I pulled the stove from against the wall. And I honestly didn't know that it was plugged into the wall. It was a plug. She said, unplug it.
I don't know if I would have told that.
I didn't know.
I do not know if I would have told that.
I didn't know. So I unplugged the stove. She said, yeah, unplug it first so you don't get electrocuted. And then she told me to go down and look at the thing. And I can't remember if it was in the front or the back. It was 2 screws.
In the back.
I had to take a little plate off on the back. There was 2 screws holding the element because the oven wouldn't heat up. I took the 2 screws off and took the thing off. And I took it to Sears. Her dad, I had to call her dad because he told me where to go. Mm-hmm. And I took it to the Sears place. And when I went down there, they gave me another one. I think it was like $12. Took it back home, put the 2 screws in, and it worked. I was like, that was amazing.
He was so excited.
I was like,
you should know this.
No.
You should know this.
But you know what she asked me? She said, what makes you think you had to call the man? I said, listen. I said, my best friend at the time and still to this day, and one of my best friends, I have a couple of them, 2 of them at least. And I said, I'm going to call Rick. I said, and you just tell him what happened and see what he say. Mm-hmm. She called Rick. She said, Rick, if you come home and the stove is messed up, what do you do? He said,
call the man.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he said.
He said exactly what I said.
I was like, I do not believe this. They taking y'all money.
They ain't taking our money. That's what we just didn't know.
Yeah.
We didn't know.
Yeah.
So that was my first introduction to country life, I guess.
No, it's not country life. Yeah. I think it's a matter of you not knowing what to do or Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I don't know that our stove ever broke. Number one, and I never seen nobody move a stove. I didn't know. I mean, it didn't dawn on me that it had to have electricity. You know, I didn't know. I just didn't. I never seen anybody have to work on a stove before, and like anything that did break, like the heater or something. Like my dad was working a lot of hours. There was stuff that he would fix, but not like if it was a furnace or something. He just called somebody and they come fix it. And he pay him.
Yeah, that bring it back to my mind. This past weekend, you had a conversation with a young man about things that he don't know.
Yeah.
So you should think about that. You didn't know, you know.
No, I didn't. I definitely didn't.
Unless somebody show you or tell you. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what popped in my mind.
And speaking of furnaces, the house that we were in had an old like heating unit, and it was in the hallway right around from my bedroom. And every now and then, like we'd be asleep in the middle of the night, and like you get up in the morning, and it would be super cold, and I was like, "Why is it so cold in here?" And I go try to turn the heat on, and it wouldn't come on. And so the heat was out, and I'm trying to turn it on, nothing would happen. So this time we did have to call the man. Yeah, we called the man. After I talked to her dad, you know, he told me that, you know, that this happens. And he told me who to call. So I called this guy, and the guy, but see this time now, like before the stove incident, I would have just called the man and then I would have kept on calling the man. But this time when the guy came, I watched what he did.
I told you.
Yeah, you said,
I said, go in there and watch, because this wasn't the first time that it went out like that.
Yeah.
Each time you had to call, and they would have to come out and
And
whatever.
they was charging us money.
Yes.
And we was poor.
And I said, go in there and watch what he's doing. I'm sure whatever he's doing, you can do it too.
So excuse me, y'all. I got instructions to go look. It was not my idea.
No, I mean, but just think about it. It couldn't have been too hard because it didn't take that much time whenever he did it.
Yeah.
You
But
know?
you know what? See, I work in IT, and as an IT, the thing you hate worse is somebody looking over your shoulder. But I guess he didn't seem to mind. So, and actually, once he saw me looking, he started telling me what was going on.
Right.
And basically, it was just this little thing that he took out, it screwed on, and it was a gas furnace, and the gas would shoot through there, and it would light the flame. And he says, if this thing gets clogged up, you can take it off, clean it out. And if that doesn't work, you need to buy another one. He told me where to get it. So after he left, it broke a couple more times. Yeah. And I remember one time it broke in the middle of the night. It was wintertime, and Deborah was asleep. And I was out there working on it for a long time, and I couldn't get it working. And when I finally got it to work, it had to blow all the soot out.
But I was awake. It's when we had Tony, and we were standing up there. You don't remember what happened?
The soot came on and blew up. Oh, got on Tony.
Yeah, got on all.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought I was out there, but it happened before. It happened before one time.
Oh, okay.
When I think you were asleep. But what she's saying is that it happened when we had our first child. We had our first child after we were married for 3 years when we had Tony. Right before our 3rd anniversary. He was born in August.
Here we go with those dates and numbers again.
He was born in August of '92. And our 3rd anniversary was in October of '92. But anyway, Tony was a little baby, and Deborah was standing there, and I was working on the thing because it was cold in the house. I guess she had blankets on them, and she was all wrapped up. And I'm there working. And I finally got it to work, or like they say, with a good perm, finally got it to take. and when it finally took, it blew out all the old soot. It's like, and all this black smoke, it was all on the baby. It was all on our faces, and we just looked like we just finished working in a coal mine or something. So we finally got that working, and then, you know, we stayed in that house for some years and eventually started doing daycare. That's when you started doing daycare.
But what about your incident? One more. No, it was late one night. You were going to the kitchen to get something. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
And you came running back there to the room. Come here, Deborah, come here. You know, he's the type of person that get excited about little things.
That wasn't no little thing.
I know, but I thought maybe it was just something small.
No. Well, yeah, Deborah was sleeping. I went in the kitchen, probably to get something to drink or whatever. Now, you got to picture this. Our house, the way it was, there's a hallway right here, and then you walk around this corner. and the kitchen is right there. The refrigerator is straight ahead on the wall on the right. The stove is right here, and the light switch is right here. So I reach my hand around, turn on the light switch. The stove is right here. In between the stove and the refrigerator is a counter and a sink. And the sink is right next to the refrigerator. So I turn the light on. Now, you know it's dark. You got to adjust your eyes. When I turned the light on and I looked up by the stove, there was a rat. And I am not lying. It was about this big, sitting up like this, looking right at me. I was like, oh my, I just backed out the kitchen a little bit. I said, Deborah, come here.
Goodness.
And then when we went back, was he still in there when we went back?
I think that he had, by the time we got back in there, I think he had jumped down and ran behind the stove, I think.
Yeah.
Because remember, he had ate like a hole in the wall behind the stove or something. I
Yeah.
can't quite remember.
I didn't remember all that, but yeah, I didn't think that thing.
That was so funny.
But look, do you remember what the night we called him in the room? Was that the same night or no?
It might have been.
I think we were scared to go to sleep. I know. Okay, let's we don't know for sure if this was the same night, but I think it was, because I don't think I was going to sleep with that joker in the house. So we looking all around. Deborah found the hole he was in. Maybe we tried to chase him out, and somehow he got in our bedroom. And he was running around the side of the bed. We up on the bed, jumping. Both of us up on the bed, and we had a nightstand. Was that your side? Yeah, on your side, we had a nightstand.
Oh, but this was before kids too.
Was it?
Yeah, this happened before.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a nightstand, and we see the joker running along the side of the walls. Okay, in our bedroom, when you walk in the bedroom, the bed is over here, up against the wall, and we have two nightstands on the side. And see, the wall goes around like this in an L shape, and we see him running along the wall. That's when we jump up on the bed. Me and her both. I think I had a broom. And we jumped up on the wall, on the bed, and then somehow he crawled up into her nightstand, but we couldn't see him. So I got off the bed. Deborah, I didn't just get off the bed. Deborah was like, "Go check on him." I'm like, And then and so I finally got off the bed, and I'm trying to look under the bed. I'm holding the broom, looking under the bed. I don't see him, and then I hear something. And he's in, I'm thinking, her drawer.
The nightstand drawer at the bottom. I was like, there ain't no way.
Right. So I pull the drawer out, flip it over, nothing. He's not in there. And then I pull the top drawer out, flip it, nothing. And so when I looked underneath the bottom drawer, he was up in the corner like this, like up in the back of the. And I said, Deborah, I see him. she said, get the trash can. So I ran in the kitchen, took the bag out the trash can, brought the trash can in there, and we put the trash can in front of the nightstand thing, because that's the only way out. And we started banging on it for him to come out, and he wouldn't come out for a while. And when he finally came out, he went in the trash can. We flipped the trash can up, and we could see him in there. He was jumping like, trying to. I was like, oh, he was so big and so. Did I use the back of the broom? How did I? No, I think I might have stuck the. I don't know. I stuck the broom down there and just started banging on him, hitting him, and finally, eventually.
No, whose idea was it to take it outside and do it?
We did. We both did.
No, I think it was your idea. This is like what 1 or 2 in the morning.
Well, I tried to kill him in the house and we couldn't really kill him. So you might have said, "Let's take him outside."
No, don't put that on me.
Okay,
No.
One of us said, let's take them outside. So we took, now do you imagine, we used to live, anybody that knows Fayetteville, we lived off of Murkison Road. That's called the Merk, which is was a bad neighborhood back then. And we lived on a corner. So there was we couldn't really see them. So there's a big street light. I think that's why we went out there. There's a big street light right at the corner. We're in the middle of the road with a trash can.
At 2 in the morning.
2 in the morning. Banging down on it. And finally was able to kill him. And I think we threw him over in between them two houses. We threw him over in the road.
Really? I don't remember.
You remember Francine them house in the other house?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was a little
doing it.
like a little woods over there. I took him over there because I remember it was really dark, and I was like, and so we killed him. But you know what I thought after that?
What?
What if he had some kinfolk. Or some babies, or he was married. Or I mean, I don't even know if it was a boy. It could have been. It could have been a girl. But anyway, so we had that experience in the house. We killed them out. We had
It's not a mouse.
A rat killing. Trying to think what else. Oh, this may be going a little further ahead. Remember when you worked at Shoney's? Did we have kids? No, we didn't have kids. Deborah used to work at Shoney's Shoney's restaurant. Used to be out on house
years ago. It's not even there anymore.
Yeah, you were in school, right? Mm-hmm. And but tell them when you used to come home.
Yeah, I remember going to Shoney's and feet killing you. Number one. Gotta talk about that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Killing you, number one. And I used to come home and throw all my money on the bed, and who was happy to be right there to count.
2 o'clock in the morning.
How much you get? How much you get? Because
money
was lean back then, but we survived. We can say we survived.
Ones and fives. She come in with a little Shoney's outfit on, all tired. And speaking of her feet, there was an incident at one point. And this is a question I would have for guys if we ever do a Q&A. Deborah came home one day and she threw her money on the bed and we counted the money and everything. And then she said, yeah, my feet was hurting so bad. And so, I took my shoes off and he was rubbing my feet. I said, whoa. What? Who?
Yeah, I was like, come on. I was like, he don't like women?
Whatever. He don't like women, but he's got a sword.
We had a big argument about
that. Yeah, we sure
and
did.
I was like, what's wrong? I mean...
Nobody's rubbing your feet. No, unless you're getting a massage. What if I come home and say Susie was rubbing my feet? So that was a big thing.
Yeah.
And
you asked me recently, I think, maybe a couple of years ago, you said, do you still think there's nothing wrong with him rubbing your feet?
And what'd you say?
I don't remember what I said.
I know what you said.
Look, emoji eyes.
She said she don't see nothing wrong with it. I see everything on. Man, you want your hands, you better keep them to yourself. That's all I got to say. But anyway, so the last thing I want to talk about is this is a little bit forward from there, a little bit. This was after at least Tony was born. Remember the air conditioner at the daycare?
Oh yeah.
There was an incident. One day I came home from work. Okay, let me just back up. We stayed in that house for.
Here we go with numbers again.
No. 90,
he might even give you the.
No, I know the number. We stayed in that house from 89 to 98. So it's like what, 9 years? But during that time, probably around 95, probably 93.
Does it matter?
Yeah, probably around 93.
Doesn't matter.
Deborah decided to start an in-home daycare.
Does it matter?
Yeah, it does. People need to have context.
Okay.
So he started an in-home daycare, and one day I came home from work. We had Tony and Nikki at this point because Nikki was old enough to stand on that milk crate. I came home from work one day, and we used to have an air conditioning unit in the window of the daycare. And one day I come home, and my daughter is standing on the milk crate. She was probably 3 or 4, and she had a stick, and she was, the little grills on the back of the air conditioner. She was writing her name on it, and I said, "Nikki, get down from there." And little did I know that was gonna help me later. A couple days later, I come home, and somebody has stolen that air conditioner.
We had went somewhere.
Did we?
Yeah, we went somewhere and came back, and it was gone.
The air conditioning unit was gone. Somebody had actually broke in. Didn't they go in and try to look around?
No, that time it's just the air conditioner.
Okay, so they stole the air conditioner. So anyway, I get back and I'm checking the house. I don't see nobody. I'm hot, and I had some friends in the neighborhood that looked out, and I called one of them. I said, "Yo, man, the air conditioner got stolen out the window. Let me know what you hear." He's like, "Bet, I got you." About 2 hours later, he called me back. "Yo, man, I know where it's at." He says, "Over on such and such street in the crack house." I'm like, "Give me the address." So I'm backing out the yard, getting ready to go, and one of my buddies shows up. Shine, this dude, I call him Shine, but his name was Arthur. He shows up, and he used to call me Jizzle. "Yo, Jizzle, what's up?" where you going? And I told him, he said, let's ride. So we get in the car, we riding over there, and we go to the crack house. We got to walk up this little walkway. We walk up to the crack house. I see the air conditioner sitting in the window, and the door is right here, and the air conditioner is right here.
And you knew it was the right one because
Nikki wrote her name on the grill. Yeah. I had to thank her. I didn't never thank her for that. But that's how I knew it was our air conditioning. But as I'm walking up, I'm looking to the right, and I see a cop sitting in his car. And I'm like, okay, word. And we knock on the door, and all the...
Let me ask you this. Were you afraid at any time, or scared, or leery at any time?
No, I was mad the whole time. Okay. I was mad. Now, I think about that now. Would I do that now? No, that would be crazy. But I was 20-something years old. Somebody had took something from me. I was going to get it back. And I had my guy with me. Arthur was a big dude, too. I was like, whatever's in here, they about to get handled. That's how I felt. And I seen the cop, too. So, it seemed to be lining up. So when I knock on the door, first of all, the first thing I noticed when I walked up to the house is all the windows were blacked out. It's like black curtains up. You couldn't see in the house. So I knock on the door, and when the dude opens the door up, like smoke comes out, and it's dark, and he's a little skinny dude. He said, what's up, man? I said, hey, man, it's my air conditioner. He's like, what you mean? I said, I can't tell you what I really said. This is my air conditioner, bruh. And he's like, well, I just got here. I said, I don't care if you just got here. I'm taking this air conditioner. So I walk in, and as soon as I walk in, the cop comes up, and me and Arthur standing in the house with the dude, and he's like, hey, what's going on here? And I said, hey, bro, this dude stole my air conditioner, and he's like, how do you know it's yours? And I took him outside. I showed him the name on it, and then the guy was like, well, I just got here. I said, I don't care if you just got here, bro. I'm taking it. So I just took it out the window, put it in the car, and we took it home. And that cop is still friends with us now to this day, and that was just one of the crazy things that I guess I did when we were living back on the Merc.
So with love and marriage, putting all that together, what would you say with a couple just getting married, that they would go through?
All kinds, yeah. You don't know what you're going to go through until you start going through it. And then as you go through it, you really go through it together. Like the rat, Deborah was right there ready to fight with me. And she helped me with the oven because I didn't know. I didn't have any idea.
Sometimes you have to put your heads together to be able to solve a solution, a problem.
Yeah, solve a problem. So with that being said, I guess that's it. That's going to be the end of this episode. Our next episode, we will probably go a little bit further and let y'all know, some of the things, maybe some of the problems that come up when you get married. Like up to this point, like the only real problem we had, did we tell them about this? Shut up.
Yeah. That was the first one.
That was the first episode. Okay. Yeah. Was that we got a misunderstanding about me raising my voice. But these things are going to happen, and you just have to work through them. So this is episode 4.
There we go. Numbers again.
Yeah, 4. This is episode 4 of Love and Marriage with Tommy and Deborah. This is a Deep Freeze production by Vic Frost. Thank you guys for tuning in. Peace.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. No peace.
With you, the sun is shining 24/7. 'Cause when we're together, it feels like we're in heaven. If it will get dark, you'll be my million stars. I know I can lean on you.